Hey guys, what's up? We have news that the King of Thieves will join the Gate. This is of course Yami Bakura, and he runs his typical mix of fiend and zombie monsters to put the fright into his opponents, sending them to the Shadow Realm. The condition for bringing him is you must have reached stage 13 of the Duel Monsters area, which is not difficult unless you have only recently started. You will have most of the stages met by now. If not, don't worry, it won't take that long for you to catch up. As for the unlock missions, you must complete all character unlock missions, which will provide you with 50 black gems, play as Yami Yugi and win one duel against Yami Bakura at level 20 in Duel World. You'll get 8,000 gold, achieve 2 wins without using any spell or trap cards in duels against Yami Bakura to get 8,000 gold, inflict 3,000 or more points of effect damage in duels against Yami Bakura to get 3 super rare duels, achieve 1 win with 2,000 or less life points left in duels against Yami Bakura to get 8,000 gold, and use level 3 or lower monsters cards 3 times in one duel against Yami Bakura to get 8,000 gold. None of these missions are difficult to complete. However, you will need to run specific decks in order to meet some of them, such as that effect damage condition and the level 3 or lower monster condition. As for the unique drops that he provides when you've duelled him, these include Dark Necrophere. This is going to be an ultra rare. It is a Dark Fiend level 8 with 2,200 attack and 2,800 defense, and its effect is cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 3 fiend-type monsters from your graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed by an opponent's card this turn, by battle or card effect, and sent to your graveyard while it was a monster card under your control, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, equip this card to that target. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, take control of that monster. This card is able to special summon itself once you have 3 fiends in your graveyard, which is easy enough to set up for and can act as either defensive or offensive, as if your opponent manages to deal with this card, you can steal their monster, which if it destroyed this by battle will obviously be very strong. Considering its defense, you'll be looking at something like a Blue Eyes White Dragon. If it's against its attack, it might be something like a Blowback Dragon. Archfiend Empress is a secret rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 8 with 2,900 attack and 2,100 defense, and its effect is if exactly one face-up Dark Fiend monster on the field except this card would be destroyed, you can remove from play 1 Dark Fiend type monster from your graveyard instead. When this card is destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard, you can select 1 level 6 or higher Dark Fiend type monster in your graveyard except Archfiend Empress and special summon it. This card is able to protect your other Dark Fiend monsters by removing an already used fiend from your graveyard, and it can revive a level 6 or higher Dark Fiend monster to replace it. Dark Voltanis is a secret rare. It is a Dark Fairy level 8 with 2,800 attack and 1,400 defense, and its effect is after 1 counter-trap card you control has been activated and has resolved, you contribute 1 dark monster to special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned in this way, destroy 1 card on the field. This card is able to special summon itself after you have activated a counter-trap by getting rid of a dark monster, but it also provides a destruction effect, so this can be summoned during your opponent's turn, which your opponent won't be expecting, and can damage their turn, or how they run their turn. Pitmaster is a secret rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 6 with 0 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is when this card is tribute summoned, you can pay 2,000 life points to target 2 fiend-type monsters in your graveyard, special summon those targets. They cannot attack this turn. This card can bring out 2 other fiend-type monsters to fill up your field. The only downside is this can be made vulnerable as it will be in attack mode when summoned. Trans Archfiend is a secret rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 4 with 1,500 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, once per turn, you can discard 1 Fiend-type monster and if you do, this card gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. When this card you control is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, you can target one of your banished dart monsters, add that target to your hand. This card can make itself 2000 attack, as well as set up your graveyard with a stronger monster, and it can recover a banished monster to your hand. However, there are still very limited numbers of banishing cards. The Gross Ghost of Fled Dreams is a secret rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 4 with 1300 attack and 1800 defense, and it's a normal monster. White Magical Hat is a secret rare. This is a light spellcaster level 3 with 1000 attack and 700 defense, and its effect is when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent discards one card randomly from his or her hand. This card is very weak, and its effect will likely not get off unless you have plenty of attack increasing effects. Tourbus to Forbidden Realms is a secret rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 3 with 600 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is flip, add one Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, except a dark or light monster. This card is able to search for a Fiend, adding to draw consistency. Peking Goblin is a secret rare. This is a normal spell card that says your opponent reveals the top 3 cards of their deck. Choose one to place on the bottom of the deck and place the other 2 on top of the deck in any order. This card helps you to understand the type of deck your opponent is playing and get rid of the strongest card among them. Dark Spirit of the Silent is a secret rare. This is a normal trap card that says activate only when an opponent's monster declares an attack. Negate that attack and select another face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster attacks instead. If it is face-up defense position, change it to attack position. This card can prevent your opponent's stronger monster from attacking and can force a defensive monster to go on the attack instead. Beast of Talwar is a rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 6 with 2450 attack and 2150 defense. This is very strong for those stats, and not a weakness despite being a normal monster, considering you only need the 1 tribute. Earl of Demise is a rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 5 with 2000 attack and 700 defense, and it's a normal monster. This was one of the cards that Bakura used in a duel in the anime. I believed it was used once against Seto Kaiba. Gurnia is a rare. It is a Dark Zombie level 4 with 1300 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is during your next standby phase, after this face-up card you control was destroyed and sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, special summon it. This card can special summon itself after being destroyed by a card effect, but your opponent won't do this as it has stats that make it very easy to run over with their own monster. Man-Eating Treasure Chest is a rare. This is Dark Fiend level 4 with 1600 attack and 1000 defense, and it's a normal. Electric Lizard is a rare. It is an Earth Thunder level 3 with 850 attack and 800 defense, and its effect is a non-zombie type monster attacking Electric Lizard cannot attack on its following turn. This card is able to stop one of your opponent's monsters attacking the next turn, providing you more time to get some of your better cards. Tourbus from the Underworld is a rare. This is a Dark Fiend level 3 with 1000 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is when this card is sent to the graveyard, target one monster in either player's graveyard except Tourbus from the Underworld, shuffle that target into the deck. This card can send back a card to the graveyard, meaning you can prevent your opponent from setting up anything to revive. Dark Mambele is a rare. This is a normal spell card that says if you control 3 or more dark monsters, target one face-up card on the field, banish that target. This card can get rid of something difficult or powerful, such as a Blue Eyes White Dragon, but it can be very situational at best. Call of the Earthbound is a normal trap card that says activate only when an opponent's monster declares an attack. You select the target of the attack. This card can force your opponent to attack one of your strongest monsters. The final card is Fiend Griefing. This is a rare that says target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, then you can send one Fiend-type monster from your deck to the graveyard. This card can prevent your opponent from setting up their graveyard as well as letting you set up yours. In terms of his starter deck, you get for him, this includes one Dark Necrophilia. This is his main boss monster. One Dark Chimera. This is a Dark Fiend level 5 with 1610 attack and 1460 defense, and it's a normal monster. This was one of the first cards created, as you can tell, since it has some of the most obscure stats. This is not worth running, as level 3 monsters can often now be stronger than this, and in their case they don't require a tribute to summon. He has 3 Lady of Faith. This is a light spellcaster at level 3 with 1100 attack and 800 defense. It is a normal monster. This was a card used in the Shadow Duel between Yami Bakura and Yami Yugi, where Yami Yugi was able to force Yami Bakura into becoming the Lady of Faith to be sent to the graveyard. He has 3 Solitude. This is an Earth Beast level 3, Earth Beast Warrior level 3, with 1050 attack and 1000 defense, and it's a normal monster. He has 3 Souls of the Forgotten. This is a Dark Fiend level 2 with 900 attack and 200 defense, and it's a normal monster. He has 3 Medabat. This is a Dark Fiend level 2 with 800 attack and 400 defense, and it's a normal monster. The last card is 3 copies of Fiend's Hand. This is a Dark Zombie level 2 with 600 attack and 600 defense, and it's a... As for in terms of the level up rewards, you will get at level 3 Electric Lizard. At level 4 you will get the Compensation skill. At level 7 you get Winged Minion. This is a Dark Fiend level 2 with 700 attack and 700 defense, and its effect is tribute this face-up card, select one face-up Fiend-type monster on the field, increase the attack and defense of the monster by 700 points, as long as it remains face-up on the field. This card is able to increase stats of a Fiend monster without any risk or cost outside of this card. At level 10, you get Taunt. This is a normal trap card that says, activate only during your opponent's main phase 1, select one monster on your side of the field, while the selected card remains on the field. If your opponent attacks with a monster this turn, they must select the selected monster as the attack target. This card forces your opponent to attack into the monster you choose, which can stop them from targeting other cards that you want to set for later on. At level 11, you get Call of the Earthbound. At level 13, you get Draw Sense Dark, which is a skill. At level 14, you get Gurnia. At level 16, you get the Earl of Demise. At level 18, you get Winged Minion. At level 20, you get the skill Tether of Defeat. At level 21, you get Headless Knight. This is an Earth Fiend level 4 with 1450 attack and 1700 defense, and it's a normal monster. This was used in a duel against Bones. At level 23, you get Puppet Master. At level 25, you get White Magical. At level 33, you get Headless Knight. At level 35, you get Goblin Zombie. This is a Dark Zombie level 4 with 1100 attack and 1050 defense, and its effect is, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send the top card of their deck to the graveyard. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one zombie-type monster with 1200 or less defense from your deck to your hand. This card can get rid of the top card from the deck, as well as search for a zombie to add to your hand. At level 38, you get another copy of Goblin Zombie. And lastly, at level 40, you get Dark Ruler Hades. This is a Dark Fiend level 6 with 2450 attack and 1600 defense, and its effect is, cannot be special summoned from the graveyard, negate the effects of monsters destroyed by battle with Fiend-type monsters you control. This card can stop your opponent from using monster effects. Finally, in terms of the skills you get, these include Compensation. This can be used each time your life points decrease by 1000. send the top card of the deck on the top of your deck to the graveyard and recover 300 life points. This can be used to fuel your summon for Dark Necrofear if you're fortunate enough to discard a Fiend-type monster. You've got Draw Sense Dark, which can be used each time your life points decrease by 1,500. In the draw phase, instead of doing a normal draw, you draw a random Dark attribute monster. Tether of Defeat can be used when one of the opponent's monsters is destroyed in battle. The top card from either your or the opponent's deck is sent to the graveyard. This is to do with Bakura's style of deck destruction. As for the special skill drops, these are Destiny Board. This can be used if Dark Necrofear is in your graveyard, and your life points are at 2,000 or below at the end of your 5th turn. After activating this skill, you automatically win the duel. This skill is negated if Dark Necrofear leaves your graveyard. This skill can only be used once per duel. This was used in the Battle City finals between Yami Bakura and Yami Yugioh, and the final skill is Fiend Farewell. It can be used when one of your monsters is destroyed by battle. One random Fiend-type monster from your deck is sent to the graveyard. This can be used to help fuel the summon of your Dark Necrofear. I like that Yami Bakura is now at the gate. This provides you the ability to farm him in your own time, and some of the support cards are decent for various decks. There is still the opportunity for them to have one of these super events, like they've had with Joey, to get further support somewhere in the future. What do you think of Bakura? Is there anything else you were expecting in terms of cards, and which style of deck will you be making from his cards? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
And